Okay, let's kickstart today's business now. We're starting with APC crisis and of course the suspension of Adams Oshiomhole. Let's take a look at those reports and we'll be right back.
As a law-abiding party, we will respect all lawful court order.
The court purported to have done has already settled the question. And I showed to the president the resolutions of my ward, even though a ward executive, even if they serve, they all sign in whole, don't have power to remove a national chairman, but just to say that the document that we have says clearly that my ward passed vote of confidence on me. How the court can uphold vote of confidence and twist it to me vote of no confidence, only that judge can explain it to himself. And in any case, whether I am whatever anybody thinks, the party cannot continue to cannot stop to function. I think the grievances of unfortunately the national secretary is the fact that once Architect Bulama comes in, he ceases to be acting because that position is zoned to the northeast. So there is no way Adams Ali Oshiomhole, national chairman, South-South, then you have an active secretary for over a year, also coming from South-South. Unfortunately, he had chosen to see it as his own right to remain as national secretary, even, as acting national secretary.
All right, and welcome back. You're still on to Editors Forum exclusive to Galaxy Television, and you heard it there from the man himself talking about the court statements and the crisis brewing up in the APC. Now, in the statement there, he mentioned the National Secretary to Gaydom, and of course, it was quite shocking, not necessarily shocking, but he made a statement, that's the APC National Secretary, that the All Progressives Congress is a law-abiding party and will follow up with the court ruling. So that was why he mentioned Gaydom there, talking about the fact that he wants other things. You know how politics can be there. And of course, also in the fresh tweet to the crisis in the All Progressives Congress, governors elected on the platform of the party are insisting that the embattled national chairman of the party, Adams Oshiomhole, will not be allowed to handle the primaries for the 2023 general elections. The governors are also discussing with party stakeholders on the decision to be taken to determine the fate of Oshiomhole, who was governor of Edo State for 2 terms before becoming the leader of the party in 2018. We also have the Director General of the Progressive Governors Forum, the umbrella body for governors elected under the platform of the APC, Sali Lukman, and he has called for the appointment of an acting national chairman for the party, saying this would provide the necessary atmosphere for the APC to rebuild and reposition itself for the future. So we're having a lot of factions there. I'll start with you, Yemi Saka. We've had the National Secretary saying they will abide by court orders. We're seeing another one again. Lawful court orders. We also have the Director General of Progressive Governors Forum saying that, yes, they should get an acting national chairman since he has been suspended. What do you say to all this?
Well, I want to take it bit by bit. I've been saying it ever since this APC-led government came on board in 2015. They've just been assaulting the judiciary, its integrity, its independence, and anything you can think of. And that's another. And this other Oshiomhole's case brings it to fore once again, because in my elementary knowledge of law, once a court of competent jurisdiction has given a pronouncement, if to vacate it or to appeal against it, to go to the higher court, not another court of the same
jurisdiction,
same standing. So you see the rascality being promoted and enthroned by the APC-led government. We could want to cite instances across board, but it's not about today's not about talking about the judiciary. Secondly, a matter is in court. You've appealed a pronouncement, and you are right there making unguarded statement pronouncements about the facts of the case. That is subjudice. I don't know who advise these people sometimes. Must you run your mouth? Can't you just keep short and let your lawyers do the talking in court? And for me, it's just like it is in the PDP, and I think so. It's in the APC and most parties. You are only a member of a political party if your membership is domiciled at a ward. And once your membership at that ward has been nullified, you've been expelled or suspended or what have you, it has a multiplier's effect on your membership of the party as a whole. It's like it does what is called local standing in law. It doesn't have the local standing to hold that office, if I can borrow it. And just simple logic. And you see, at times you wonder when they celebrate these guys as politicians or strategists, you wonder what's the yardstick or what's the scale on which they have been measured. Now, it was a political thing that was brewing. You are moving. This is not a wide allegation. You are moving against the incumbent governor. The governor too is moving against you. He made a political move. Any smart thinking politician that uses his brain very well all the time would come up with a counter move. Split the executive at the ward level. Split the executive of the party at the state level. And once that is happening, they can't go to court on that because now okay, now they have to go to court to first recognize the real faction.
Okay.
But because some people when they get into power, they believe they know it all, and they believe yes, their popularity and their status, new status, they are invincible, and that's what's happening to Oshiomhole. He's been brought down from cloud 9 to ground zero. That's what he should just humble himself. It's going to take miracle of dividing the Red Sea. Something close to that, I'll bring him back as the national chairman of the APC. That's my humble submission.
Okay, do you see, I'm still going back to the fact that so quickly, finally has been suspended, not removed, and immediately they're already calling for another acting chairman. Don't you see a bit of fracas within the party itself, apart from probably the moral standings of Oshiomhole?
APC has always been a fragmented party. I guess it was because of we can say it, nothing will happen. Because of the federal might and the strength, they use the muscling the electoral process that gave them the victory in 2019. Going into the election, APC was a fragmented union, was largely disjointed. There's a crisis. You saw what happened in Zamfara. They couldn't field a candidate in Rivers. The same thing almost happened in Bauchi. Lagos State, if not because I can remember, it was spineless. It could have actually rattled the whole system or disrupt it. So his man-management capabilities were seriously questioned towards the build-up to 2019 elections. For me, that's enough for anybody to lose the control or office in any political establishment. And there should be no vacuum in governance, that is one, and there should be no vacuum in the governance of any political party as well, since they are the vehicle in getting into governance.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, you mentioned the fact that since he has been suspended, of course, that was the grounds from the FCTI court. That's Justice Danlami Serchi, who said that restraining Oshiomhole functioning as national party of the chairman of the party, since he has been suspended in a state. But in the Kano court ruling, the High Court ruling, Justice A. Louis Alagoa held that the November 2, 2019 purported resolution of the Ward 10 Isako West Local Government Area Edo State APC suspending Oshiomhole as a member of the APC was of no effect. He also voided the suspension of Oshiomhole as a member of the APC, adding that the Independent National Electoral Commission should not recognize anybody except Oshiomhole as the party's chairman. So what?
Even the suspension has been way back November. It shows you the arrogance.
But they are saying, this court is saying that this suspension was of
did
no
Oshiomhole approach the court after that pronouncement November 2019? No.
He has not challenged
it. He didn't challenge it, so it stands.
Okay. So in other words, this other ruling does not have any back.
Okay, that's another judgment. I can say that judgment was purchased.
Yes, that judge should be dismissed.
Either through personal relationship, that judgment was purchased.
Okay, let's hear from Tony Nwaji. Let's hear from you.
Mr. Kaf said it. Has said it all. I don't know. APC really needs to sit down at this moment and tell Oshiomhole the truth. it's time for him to vacate. You cannot run a party where about 80% of the party membership are not in line with you anymore. The governors, practically almost all of them, are telling him to go. I mean, this is not the first time we're seeing party chairman being rattled like this. You don't stay and say, I must get up. It's not by force. It's not by force. We know how he came. The time has come for him to go. Must everything about Oshiomhole be controversial? No, I don't want to go on personal level, but that's what it is right now. Go to his home state. It's all about Oshiomhole. Till now, we speak. We can't continue to run the country this way. If Oshiomhole was given a ministerial position, this is what we're going to see. You have charlatans everywhere in Nigeria. Everywhere. You have a problem with your governor. You said, when you were governor of that state, Edo State, you said you will not condone anybody who comes in the mode of Godfather. Okay. You tackled Tony Aneni. You tackled Gabriel Igbinedion. And anybody who comes in that mode. And then in the moment he stepped out, he came back. He wants to be a governor and Godfather of Edo State politics. And Abaseleke said, no, he can't do that. He wants to give, we know what's going on there. He wants to give the guy ambode treatment. Of course, it's only a tree that sees a knife coming and stand at that same position. The guy knows what Oshiomhole was planning. I said, I won't stand it. It's simple. And they let the guy be. You took almost half of the State House of Assembly members to Abuja and you locked them up for 4 years. Is going off by after this election. You made sure they never go back to those states. You mess those boys. I watch them on TV and each time I watch them, I keep wondering what goes on in their head. So as I am at my age now, somebody say, come to Abuja and stay. Don't go to my constituency elected me for a reason. And for one man to tell me to come to Abuja and stay and let's fight this guy, it's not making sense to me. I mean, the way we play politics in Nigeria is annoying. I'm very, very, very childish. So now, the court has said, Oga, it's time. Can you please just go? You ran to Kano State. That tells you what the politicians have done to our courts. And a judge came out. I know how they buy justice in this country. Why do you have to run to Abuja? Why don't you run to Edo State where you came from? Why not do it in Abuja? Why to Kano? He said something is fundamentally wrong with Nigeria. Very, very wrong in this country until we tell ourselves the truth. And one judge came from nowhere and he said, this on similar jurisdiction. And then nobody's talking about. And then anytime I watch the news, I listen to the news. I'm praying for the day when the news reportage will be read the way it is. I will not give that Kano story any recognition.
And if I don't give it its proper recognition,
it's wrong. Okay. Look at it. We're not making any progress. The guy and you deliver judgment to that, and then where is NJC? And he's going to take another. I think the lawyer yesterday ran to NJC to discipline that judge. But it's going to take. I can assure you, for the next 6 months. Okay. So we need an immediate response to these things. We can look. Just see now. Go. It's simple. The time is over. You don't own that party. 2023 is just let this man even. It's not up to a year.
All right, Tony, I want to just ask a very simple question now. You talked about the court suspending him, the APC fracas and all that. Don't you see this as all jostling for the 2023 elections and even for Obaseki to have an automatic ticket?
Yes. He knows he's a politician himself. You watched what he said at that press conference. He knows it's all about 2023. But his time has come. He's a politician. It's politics. So, but when the time is up for you, you exit the stage. Right? Okay. Exit the stage because politics brought you to that level. We know how he came from Edo State to be the chairman of the party. So the time has come. They've had enough of him.
So before you go to America, I want to chip in something. He said something about politicians messing up our judiciary. I'll cite another instance, very, very, very short, briefly. Gombe State, the highest-ranking judicial officer judge, acted for 3 months, and the governor of the state did not forward a name to the NJC to forward back to the National Assembly for confirmation. So after the expiration of the acting period for 3 months, she was eased off or pushed aside, and a junior judicial officer was brought in instead. The 3 months elapsed like 2-3 days ago. And you know what the governor did? wrote a letter to the House of Assembly seeking for extension of the acting period of the other guy. So you see what the politicians are doing to institutions. It's unfair, and judiciary is not under or subjugated to the executive. They are equal. It's also an equal arm of government.
I don't think they know.
All right, let's hear from Emeka now quickly.
Well, for me, I don't think Nigerian politicians, the set we have now, they are kindergarten politicians. That's what I'll call it. Politics is about interests. You play politics in a way that furthers your interest. But the unfortunate thing with the kind of politicians that even the so-called godfathers is that they are so childish. They are ready to pull down any institution because of their petty interest. In politics, you woo people, you talk to people.
You negotiate.
You negotiate. You don't go about using police, using thugs, using the court, bribing judges. If as a matter of fact, NJC must proceed to further purge the judiciary because there are still judges who are a threat to the judicial system in Nigeria. That judge should be dismissed. Because as it stands right now, Oshiomhole remains suspended. He can run to as many courts of coordinate jurisdiction as possible. We are not kindergartens, we are journalists, we are editors. And we know what the law says. You say Oshiomhole has already filed a notice before the appeal court. And appeal, for the appeal court. But he found a pliable judge.
Telling him.
And it's unfortunate when the judiciary becomes an enemy of the people. And then when the DSS begins to invade the quarters of judges, we start shouting, this is wrong. But we know there are judges who are a disgrace to the judicial system. You are so quick. Ask that judge, which other cases he has adjudicated so quickly, under 24 hours. Which other cases? There must be so many cases piling before that judge. But he chose to open the veil covering the eyes of the maiden of justice and brought disgrace to judicial profession. I believe the NJC will do what is right to him and other judges. But there are so many like that who are bringing disrepute to such a noble profession. The judiciary is the last hope of the common man. When that last hope is removed, what you have next is anarchy. And let Nigerian politicians know one thing. Right now, you are trying to, some people, you say because they declared the revolution. With your own hands, you are stoking the fire that will consume you. Because if you think you can compromise all institutions of state because of your ambition, I'm sorry, you will get to the, just before you get there, you'll be consumed.
All right. Okay.
Nigerians are not foolish. Nigerians are better informed now. Because with social media, you as an ordinary individual can find out what is the position of the law on this issue. And so you can be sufficiently educated. So no matter the grandstanding and ranting of anybody who thinks he can sufficiently speak good English, or he can share some little coins to hungry hangers on to make some noise on social media. Nigerians are better informed. They know the truth. And the truth is that as we speak, the judge had no right to declare the resolution of a whole local government, the party chapter in a whole local government, Saga West local government, and calling it purported. These are members of the party. These are footmen in the party. These are loyalists, party faithful, party loyalists. These are the people who work for the party. In the rain, under the sun, these are people who risk their lives for the sake of the party. And then you are saying that the resolution removing a recalcitrant errant member of the party, suspending him, that is purported. Who are you? Now, the National Assembly must take a good look at the Electoral Act.
So which National Assembly?
And whether they like it or whether this National Assembly or the one or succeeding nationals, succeeding ones. There was a time people were saying Saraki was a problem. Saraki was a problem. We've now seen that it was just because people wanted to push the ambitions of certain people. They now blackmail Saraki. But all that Saraki was doing, where is it? The Electoral Act, President Muhammadu Buhari refused to sign it. And we have seen the anarchy, the chaos that has resulted. And the APC, unfortunately, has been badly injured by the refusal of President Buhari not to sign the Electoral Act. Because, for instance, like what happened in Bayelsa, if the Electoral Act had been reviewed and signed, such things should have been concluded at a certain stage. Shouldn't have gone beyond a certain stage. But I want to ask those who are saying, oh, yes, it was right for the president not to have signed it. How market? Like they say on the street. How market? No, let's begin to break down these issues. How market? You said it was right for the president, but you have been badly injured. You are badly injured in Zamfara. You are badly injured in Rivers. You are badly injured in Bauchi. You are badly injured in Sokoto. And then you were mortally injured in Bayelsa. And what did APC in Bayelsa do? Laughable. Bunch of comedians saying that Governor Doye Diri, they regard him as an illegitimate governor. Who are you? When the Constitution, he has taken an oath for the Constitution and is validly recognized as a governor. You are saying he's illegitimate. Who are you?
Okay, Emeka, apart from the court judgments, would you say that due to the standards of Oshiomhole, it has now brought down the standards of APC?
Let me tell you, Oshiomhole is just jumping about because he is being propped up by a single party chieftain. Yeah. One, not even certain, let's be, just one party chieftain who wants to be president in 2023. That's all. If that party chieftain believes the day he begins to see the interest of the party has been greater than his own ambition, and he abandons Oshiomhole, that second Oshiomhole is gone. There is no, you see, politics is wherever in the world, wherever you are in the world, you know, all over the world, politics is about interest. It's about intrigues. It's about negotiations, like my brother Yemi Saka said. It's about negotiation. You don't force your will on the people. You woo the people. You talk to the people. You understand? You try to get the people on your side. But now, look at the party. 15 governors. Now, 6 governors are aligned behind Oshiomhole, as we read. Some governors are not decided, some are decided. Then you are now saying a minister is against your ambition. But you forget the fact that that minister was one of the people, was one of the chieftains of the party who staked their integrity, staked their reputation, who pushed for you to come on board. Have you forgotten that there was a man called Chief John Odige Oyegu, who was the national chairman of the party? Yeah. Who conducted himself with the dignity befitting the office. That allowed to but you have now become chairman because you feel one godfather. You feel that one godfather is supporting, is backing you. Then you don't mind tearing the party. There are certain offices in APC that have not been filled. Deputy national chairman, national secretary, and all that, all acting. Do you know what? You are denying the zones that should have produced the occupants of those offices. You are denying them of the necessary fruit of their labor. Because the members of APC in these zones, they worked for the success of the party. And as of right, they ought to have their own representatives in those positions, pushing their interests. But what do you have? Oshiomhole prefers to act as a caretaker chairman, as an overlord. As an overlord, as an emperor. You don't do that in politics. Because, let me tell you, when you remove, when you block, when you exclude certain groups from the table where decisions are made, what are you doing? You are only preparing the ground for chaos. Right. And you know what? The storm will overwhelm you. That's what has happened to Oshiomhole now. He had enough time when he was jumping all over the place, attacking Saraki, attacking this, attacking that, attacking everybody. Has he stopped? He forgot that INEC said that by, was it November 2 or November 10 last year? 2018. that was the deadline for the substitution of candidates. He forgot that certain decisions, for direct primaries and indirect primaries, that these things will backfire. Instead of him to reach out to some of those interests, what was he doing? He was saying nothing will change the decision. Nobody. It's final. What happened? The roof crashed on his head concerning the primaries. And the PDP just walked into victory. Just walked in. They didn't even need to, the doors were just open because somebody opened this. The APC, the owners of the stable, the guards of the stable broke the doors of the stable. The horses ran away. And so you are lamenting.
Okay.
Now what do you have? What do you have today now? Things are falling apart. To quote the great Chino Achebe, things are falling apart and the center cannot hold anymore. So Oshiomhole should just pack his bags and go because there is nothing left for him in that position. Simple.
Okay, Mr. Saga, do you also agree with him that he would not be able to command the support of majority of the governors this? Will his suspension last or lead to his stepping down? I
don't think I would further want to dignify Oshiomhole and return the position. He's a corrosive personality and I would not want to work myself up needlessly over him. Let's move to the next topic.
All right, Mr. Saga is very bitter about this. I do not know why. Well, as for the APC, we'll see how that pans out. They said you're going to have a meeting on whether to have an acting national chairman while the suspension of the APC national chairman, Oshiomhole, continues.